Sorry, can you just please repeat that for me? My apologies.
Someone is telling me there was turbulence when I was communicating. The question I am asking, from your responses, we see a proposal to acquire. Now, acquiring could be donation, could be purchase, could be leasing. Which of the three modes of acquisition are you looking up for?
Thank you, Chair. It's to purchase.
You want to purchase?
Yes, that's correct, to purchase.
What informs your strategy? Well, supposing you do leasing, what are the disadvantages of leasing? And advantages?
Thank you, Chair. Probably, let me throw more light in terms of the purchase. Right now, if you'd like to purchase a brand new aircraft, you would have to have a waiting time of about 5 to 6 years, depending on which aircraft. So as a bridging solution, because you can't wait, you need to expand, so you've got to lease aircraft. In the meantime, you're waiting for your aircraft to be delivered. That means if you've gone ahead to order them and do the down payments, you've got to wait for the 6 years. But you can't wait that time because you've got to operate, yes.
From the perspective of how much you're looking at, how many aircrafts do you want to acquire?
Chair, we're looking at eight aircraft. That is, we're looking at, on the narrow body, 4 of them. Then for wide body, we are looking at 2. That means the long haul ones, wide body 2, and then 2 freighters. The freighters, we are looking at a standard body. That means it's a small one. And then a medium range one. So those are 2. So for the medium range, 4. Then for the wide body, 2. And then for the freighters, 2.
Let's start with the one of the small body, not wide body. Wide body. How much is your projection each?
Well, are those figures?
You don't have the figures.
I don't have the figures.
I can even give you time, because we are now speaking mathematics. That's why I had opened my calculator here. Give us the projected figures for each, and give me the figures. Okay, give me the time for which you intend to fly this aircraft. Its lifetime. Then you give me a comparative figure. If I went on the market to lease, okay? Give me the advantages and disadvantages of both purchase and leasing. Advantages and disadvantages. Okay, but also take me into figures. Now, you being an engineer, you're better than me in mathematics. When I failed mathematics, I ran to the Honorable Nsibambi to teach me the law. Now that I have you and you're better at that, kindly do that for me.
Thank you, Chair. Figures, I probably may not have the figures here with me.
Don't give me the figures now.
With me right now. But to speak to the advantages, the pros and cons of leasing versus the purchase. Number one, the pros for leasing, it's a turnkey solution. If I want an aircraft now, if I might call stockists, or there are lessors out there that have them readily available. And the advantage to that is I can use a specific aircraft to test the market. Because leasing has a time frame to it. Let's say I can lease an aircraft for 6 months. 1 year, depending on my requirement. So if I lease an aircraft and utilize it, I will be able to tell that, okay, this fits my requirement. Even, you can do a research and you test it. So if it doesn't fit your requirement, you take back the leased aeroplane. So that's an advantage. But if I've purchased an aircraft, I'll have depreciated it, and by the time I'm selling it, I may not be able to recover my money. So that's one advantage with leasing. And then the other one is, well, I'm not a finance person, but I do have a little bit of understanding. If I purchased an aircraft, it will hit my books in terms of depreciation. But also, I will have to pay certain dues for this particular aircraft. So when I'm leasing an aircraft, I just pay the lease charges, and then that's it. Yes, yeah. So that's the advantage.
How about the risk? In terms of any problem, in terms of a risk related to maintenance, risk related to accidents?
Okay, that's covered by insurance.
Yes.
So whether I purchase the aircraft or I lease it, it's still covered by...
You are the operator?
Yes, I'm the operator. It's covered by leasing. There are two types of leasing. There is probably three. There's the dry lease, which I actually have the whole control. I still have to pay for leasing as a lessor. If it is a wet lease, it's included in my lease cost. So either way, I still have to pay for insurance. So I am covered in terms of insurance. What was the other question? Sorry.
Well, maintenance?
Yes, in terms of maintenance. Either way, you still have to pay for maintenance. With the dry lease, I take care of maintenance as an entity. If I'm wet leasing, the fees that I pay to the lessor, it still includes maintenance. So either way, I still have to pay for maintenance. Except for if it is a wet lease, the lessor has to put his own markup because he's out there to make profit. So on top of the maintenance costs, he still puts his markup. So wet leasing is a little bit more expensive than dry leasing. So in terms of...
So in your write-up, please include all those ones. Because, but also the life of the aircrafts you're looking at. Honorable...
the life?
Yes. I mean, it has a lifetime. When I buy this car, I know I will not drive it beyond, for those of us, the Bafunampola, I will not drive it for more than 20 years. Then you also tell me for how long you intend to ride to fly that aircraft. Honorable Bombardiers Mpindi.
Thank you, Chair. I have liked the submitting these aircraft because the proposal is submitted to Cabinet, but you have not told us how far as Cabinet, how far is Cabinet in regards to this. The other thing is about the cargo. I don't know whether, I didn't hear you out of the 8 addressing the issue of the cargo. And it is a huge challenge because I have been interacting with different people, especially those who fly to Dubai. The challenge that they are getting with the Uganda airline is the issue of cargo. Their cargo, the space is not enough, and it is something that can bring client on board. Then lastly is about the lease. The idea of leasing is okay in the circumstance that we don't have enough aircraft. But one day I used one of the flight that you leased, and I felt bad. In the flight attendants were all whites, over Indian, over what, and the way they were behaving.
That one was answered in your absence.
Oh,
We will not go back to it.
okay. So answer
Thank
them.
you.
But sure, it is not bad to answer.
It is
to tell me.
bad to waste our time. Honorable Mkunyinji Mwada.
Thank you, Chair. No. The engineer is telling us they intend to acquire additional aircrafts, but he's short of telling us which one, not CRJ, because which one, so that we don't go into the circle of those without repair. But
Honorable Mkunyinji,
and Chair, why I'm raising
detailed.
Why I'm raising it is that when you look at the recommendation of the Auditor General on page 14, the Auditor General is saying that the entity, the accounting officer must ensure that all their core mandate, because these are within their mandate, are reflected in their strategic and annual work plan. And we may need to interrogate the answers of the engineer, whether actually they constitute the details of the strategic and annual work plans. Because before you talk about resources and mobilizing resources, and I saw in part of their response, they're even talking about negotiating with, I think, financial institutions for patient capital. So we need these details. Because these are people who may now probably mortgage our aircrafts for money without disclosure. If you are negotiating for financial, with financial institutions, are you, is the Minister of Finance aware? Two, what kind of financial institutions are you negotiating? What are they giving and what are we taking?
Honorable Mkunyinji Mwada, honestly.
Chair, this is within their management response.
You see, I'm reading the same response. I have already asked them to give us the details of the 8 aircrafts. I have also given them an assignment on what informs their suggestion to do the purchases. Now, while we are doing this oversight, I do not want us to subsume the board that we are going to now decide for them on the at a strategic level.
But
that they will go to the extent of even telling us which financial institutions they are negotiating with, what they are going to do. Really, if you've worked for any bank before, I do not think there is a bank or a financial institution that would want to be paraded here and the terms under negotiations go on camera. I would not allow you to go that far. For the details, I think I have guided on sufficient details that we need as a committee for us to inform ourselves in terms of the strategic and the policy orientation. I want us to limit it to that. So when we receive their report, that will advise us on the policy intervention that we need to suggest to Parliament and to the country. So don't go into those financials who you are talking to and how you want to mortgage our airline. No. Whether they have approval from finance. Ministry of Finance, for your information, is a shareholder, okay, and provides directorship, not so? Yes. So that Ministry of Finance bit is already catered for.
My critical concern was
yes,
that if they are to engage into negotiation, at least as Ugandans, we don't anticipate them mortgaging our aircraft, those we already have, in anticipation of those they intend to acquire.
Don't mortgage our aircraft.
Because
so that's the statement you want to hear?
Yes.
Now, what do you want them to mortgage? Don't mortgage our CRGs, okay?
Chair.
Then what do you want them to mortgage?
Chair, the government collects taxes from various sources. Let them
Have
seek.
you addressed your mind to the, have you addressed your mind to the mandate of Parliament in the first place and this committee? Now, what you are saying is a policy recommendation which we can make to Parliament. Let government guarantee the loan, if any. The preliminary would be to say, don't even borrow. Government, provide them with the money they need. You understand? Because some of us are against excessive borrowing. But that's not our mandate to decide whether they will borrow or not. Because supposing somebody tells you, we are not in a position to raise that money. But that's our discussion, in-house boardroom discussion. We will handle that. It's not for this meeting. Deputy Chair,
Yeah, thank you. For number 2,
at page.
that is page 16 of management response.
Okay.
Only 30% of planned activities were executed. And that is the status of execution. Page 16.
Yes, Deputy Chair, what is your question?
Status of execution, only 30% of planned activities were executed.
I guided earlier, Deputy Chair, that they update us in percentage terms of the activities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically, my concern was on land acquisition.
Yes,
And
land
then-
acquisition, that could be a question.
Yes, at the airport. So what the details? How
They are going to give us the details, right? On each and every one. Let's look at
And Chair,
page.
Chair,
yes.
we need also a copy. We need this copy of the cabinet proposal for acquiring additional aircraft, which was sent to the cabinet.
Okay,
I think it's better we
Please
look
share
at
with
this
us.
copy.
share with us. Today is Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Honorable. We
Latest
will share.
by end of close of business tomorrow. Let's
Yes, sir.
have
We will share the same.
Okay.
Chair, I wanted to clarify that you guided well. We have a document on the fleet process and what guided the decisions from the fleet team. So we will provide that and it will answer Honorable's questions as well. And Honorable shouldn't worry that we will mortgage the airplane because it's a law. We cannot do that. It's a law by the land, sir. Thank you, though, for the question.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, which was in regard to depreciation, where they under review, depreciation was actually taken to be at 117. Then the year before, it was 121 billion. So I wanted to know whether the aircraft, maybe they gain value as they age or they lose value as they age. So that's what I wanted.
Chair,
Thank you, Chair. Honorable, I kindly request you kindly pardon me on your question, for us to be able to give you a clear answer.
Is in regard to depreciation. What they did in the under review, that is 2023, 2024, the value of depreciation is at 117 billion. Then the year before, that is 2022, 2023, it was 100, 2024, it is 117. 2022, 2023 is 121. So there is a difference that in the previous year, depreciation was given a high figure. Then the year under review, depreciation reduced. So is that possible that the aircraft gains value? as it ages or something? Because we may give a wrong assumption that Ugandans should expect a lot of money from the aircraft as it ages.
Thank you, Chair. For the year under review, that is 23-24, there was a change in the accounting estimates. When I say change in accounting estimates, that is provided for in the accounting standards. So that meant that the rates that we're using to depreciate some of the assets were changed. And by changing that, that meant that the depreciation would automatically go down.
Can I request him to repeat what he has said?
Thank you, Chair. There was a change in accounting estimates for the period that is 22-23 and 23-24. So changing accounting estimates implies that we are going to change some of the depreciation rates that we are using to depreciate our assets. Case in point, we were depreciating our engines of the aircraft at 16.7%. That gives us a lifespan of about, that gives the aircraft a lifespan of about 6 to 7 years. And if you look at our engine, the depreciation should be in terms of engine run hours. So that implies that you cannot say only 7 years, that is the value at which, or the 7 years is the useful life of the engine. So this implied we had to change the accounting estimates, and changing the accounting estimates automatically means that you're going to have a lower depreciation than what you had in the prior year.
Okay. You answered?
Mr. Chairman, maybe we need to be guided properly, because now initially they applied a different formula, and now they've been able to revise it to a different formula to get to the level of depreciation. Now, truthfully, in a business language, to someone who is listening to us, what should we go with? Should we say they are
for maintenance? At that point, you can either revalue the engine and say that after the overhaul, you're giving the engine a new life. So that implies it can run for more than 6 years, because you cannot estimate for how long in terms of years the engine will run to make the 10,000 hours. So it could be 6 years and above, or it could be 6 years. And
It depends on how often you use it and for how long, for you to cover the 10 hours. You may cover the 10 hours.
Chair.
Yes.
Could
so
we give?
the maintenance, Mr. Chair, is the maintenance based on hours?
Yes.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Yes.
Can we have?
that means
No,
the
no.
formula will give us,
Even with your, you know,
Mr. Chairman, if it's the case, the two formulas will give us the same answer.
no.
Yes.
Okay.
If it's about my formula,
Hours.
will give us the hours.
Theirs is hours.
Yes, the two formulas will give us the same answer.
Chair.
How are the two formulae going to give us the same answer?
Okay. Chair.
Because
Okay, let's hear from her first.
Chair, thank you for that. Thank you, Honorable. Issue that he asked.
And I do not mean the engineer
The
that is
formulas.
walking in and that is not smartly dressed. I said it. Just take your seat. Educate Honorable Mzali.
Okay, thank you, Chair, and thank you, honorable members. I would like to explain also engine hours. Like, you requested, when the manufacturer builds these engines, they will tell you that the life of these particular parts will be X number of flight hours, or flight cycles, as they call it.